So I've been uploading videos to YouTube since December 2017, and in that time I've uploaded around 340 videos and amassed about 25.5 million video views. The last 4 videos I've posted have all had 1 million plus views. I feel I figured something out with how to crack the YouTube algorithm. And in this video, I want to give you a couple of tips on how you can improve your YouTube videos to start getting more views and to grow your subscribers. And instead of just giving you tips and just talking about tips like this, I'm going to roast my friend's new YouTube video and I'm going to show you ways that he could have made this better and how you can make your YouTube videos better too. So I'm sure he won't mind me doing this, but this is my friend's channel, Green Oval Adventures, and he creates videos all about Range Rovers and Land Rovers and stuff like that. He's been trying to convince me to get a Range Rover for a long time, and I'm still on the fence about it. I do quite like them, but we're going to talk about it in another video. So he has literally 9 minutes ago just uploaded this new video where he talks about the real cost of owning a Range Rover. And he was asking me how, what should I do with this video? How should I make the thumbnail? And this, that, and the other. So I've given him some tips and advice. I'm going to play this video now, and I'm going to show you some points in this video that I would change that would instantly boost the number of views that this video would get. So let's click into it and I'll show you.
Today, sitting in the driver's seat of my 2008 Range Rover 3.6. In today's video, I'm going to run through the real running costs for this car for the past 27 months. It'll be the longest.
Okay, so we're 15 seconds into the video. I believe this could be much stronger coming into this. So with YouTube, things have changed a lot over the last few years. People's attention spans have got much shorter, so we as creators and YouTube video makers need to hook the audience as fast as possible. And it's paramount that your first few frames, which can equate to your first few seconds of footage, needs to hook the audience and give them what they're looking for. So in this case, Peter is talking about the real cost of owning a Range Rover. Now, for me, he starts this video off with some nice B-roll of his car, and there is a voiceover in the background. I personally would cut this bit out, and I would start straight away with
Range Rover 3.6. In
this part here where he says, in today's video,
I'm going to run through the real running costs for this car for the past 27 months.
So what I would do is I would have that as my starting point. I would overlay B-roll videos on top of that, and to attract the attention even more of people, I would even put text on the screen as Peter was saying it to grab people's attention. I want to show you something really interesting now because you may not know this about YouTube. Now this is the YouTube home screen, and you may not notice this, but YouTube actually introduced a autoplay function to videos. So thumbnails are important, yes, but it's now even more important to have the first 5 seconds of your video to catch the attention. It's almost like a double thumbnail. So if I hover over video now, it starts playing the footage of this video. It starts playing the footage of this video. And this one. So we need to put in so much more effort in the first 5, 10, 15 seconds to grab the attention of this potential person who is literally scrolling through their YouTube feed. So those first 5 seconds are absolutely critical. So I would almost place an emphasis of like 80% of your time on the first 30 seconds of video, and then still make a great video, but really work hard on making that first 30 seconds hook and grab the attention. Let's go back to the video.
The longest I've ever kept a car. What is the real running cost? Well, I'm going to break this down step by step, excluding fuel and 2.6 sheet. Number 1, 2 years ago into my ownership.
So Peter now goes on to talk about the real running cost of his Range Rover, which is about 7 minutes long of him just talking, and then there is some, nice clips of B-roll where he's driving and talking people through how much he spent on the car and what he's done to fix it. Now, the way I would make this better, in my opinion, is I would have a running total on the screen somewhere. I would visually show with text how much I've spent on it and how much it's totaled altogether, because that's like a really good retention trick to keep people watching. And one thing I did pick up on this is he's positioned this video towards people who I feel already own a Range Rover, and he says that at the start. So he's actually tailoring this video to people who already have Range Rovers, whether he plans to do that or not. This is for people who know what a Range Rover is and the potential problems with it. the way I would be going with this, I know Peter is trying to get more subscribers and grow his channel fast. Now, the majority of your views are going to come from people who are beginners in something or new to this. So you want to tailor your videos to this. So the way I would have done this for Peter's example, I would have positioned this with a list almost in the video. So I would have talked about things like suspension, tires, interior, exterior, the actual cost of buying the Range Rover, maybe how good it is on fuel economy, all those sorts of basic things. It almost feels too basic as a creator. You almost want to overwhelm people with how much you know. But there's only a small select number of geeks in the audience who will be interested in that. And this goes for any niche as well. Whether you're creating videos on gaming, mountain biking, or cars like Peter is. Think about the bigger scope of who's watching your videos. So I guarantee it's probably more a beginner base. Or they're the people who are going to watch your videos more, I think. And they're going to be a bigger pool of people too. Another thing here is, here's something I'm not so sure anymore with YouTube.
Subscribe button, hit that like button too then, because they're different for everyone. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. What is your experience of Range Rover 3.6 TDV?
See, what is your experience of a Range Rover TD V6? So that he's assuming people already know what all this stuff is and they own them. So that's a red flag for me. It's not going to make the video underperform, but you could make it better. And I almost think as well, asking people to like, subscribe, and comment below now is a thing of the past YouTube. People know what to do, and they will do that if they feel the need to. But like and subscribe button, I really think that is almost like wasting time. You need to give people what they want, cut the fluff out. I don't think people really understand how much, like, just saying that adds 5 seconds to your video. And that could be the decision between someone saying, I want to watch the rest of this video, or I'm going to click off and go and watch a Russell Brand video or a Mr. Beast video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail, and I told Peter this is the kind of style I would tell Peter to do. So what I've done here is asked him to try and make the thumbnail pop and stand out. So I said to him, maybe it's best if you blur the background and make the main part of your thumbnail, which is the Range Rover obviously, make that stand out and pop. So bring up the saturation, bring up the contrast, bring up the brightness a little bit so it stands out in someone's feed. He then used the word money pit. Maybe he's assuming that people think that Range Rovers are going to cost so much money, and maybe his video is the complete opposite. Who knows? There's a red arrow here which is pointing to the Range Rover. You could argue that you may not need that, but it's just like another attention grabbing thing to put in a thumbnail. The thing with thumbnails is, and Peter's done this quite well in his last 3 videos, you can overwhelm people with thumbnails so easily. And I like to think of thumbnails as, if you have more than 3 points of contact in a thumbnail, then it's too much. It's too much for the mind to conceive, and people can't work out what the video is about. People need to literally glance at a thumbnail and within a second, or maybe even less than that, decide right then and there what's going on and whether they're going to be intrigued enough to click and watch the video. Now these 3 videos do quite well. This, our new family car, kind of is a bit boring. Would I click that? Probably not. But look at that, 3.1k views. This is one of his highest viewing views on his channel. Maybe because, yeah, that's maybe the family car thing is an interesting angle for people. This here, again, very specific. We go back to the money pit, the latest video. And another thing here in the title. So the real cost of owning a Range Rover for 2.5 years. And then it says ... Now, when you're making a YouTube thumbnail, you need to know that after 50 characters, the YouTube platform will give you ... So you need to make sure if you want your whole title to be shown here, you need to have it less than 50 characters. And sometimes this means you need to be a bit more creative with things. So the real cost of owning a Range Rover, I would even just keep it at that, the real cost of owning a Range Rover. And then maybe something like it's not what you think, or something shorter than that has the same emotion or evokes curiosity. You want the title and the thumbnail to almost work synergistically and just really, really mess with people's minds that if they don't click your video to watch, it's just gonna annoy them to a point where they're gonna have to click and watch it to figure out what is going on. And it's quite a different switch from making videos and thinking about things like this. But in today's day and age, you need to grab people's attention with good videos, good content, good video ideas to get the click and get the watch time to build a successful YouTube channel. So those 3 main tips are what I would suggest every YouTuber watching this, or even if you're a new YouTuber looking to start a channel, Those are really simple ways to improve a video quickly, and it doesn't really take much time to do that, but it takes more thought process to think about it. But I guarantee you, implement those 3 things, and if you're watching this, Peter, implement it as well in your next video, and I'll shake your hand and say thank you when your views are skyrocketed and your subscribers have gone over 1,000 subscribers. But hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.